Plus, see how a center aims to help those struggling with gender identity. The news is next.
Psychologists say from our first days of life, we are shaped by which gender we are. But imagine feeling as though you are not the gender you were born.
That's a fact of life for people who identify as transgendered. And getting their minds and bodies in sync is a journey that's often long, lonely, and violent. So people at the Transgender Center in Houston are hoping to change that. From early childhood, Christopher Williams felt something was wrong.
I was very convinced that I would never be able to make it in life as a female, and I certainly couldn't go on any longer as a male.
But the night he planned to take his life, the phone rang. It was someone from a transgender support group, a group Christopher had written to for help. Instead of suicide, Christopher began to transition to Kristen that night, a painful and sometimes dangerous process.
Whenever I began my transition, of course, I immediately lost my job, lost my home. Lots of bad things could have happened to me, and they do happen to lots of people who tried to transition.
In the summer of 2003, Houstonian Kendrick Perry, seen here in this surveillance picture, was shot and killed. Perry went by Cinnamon on the streets, and it's believed was turned away from homeless shelters because Perry was transgendered. Police released this picture hoping to catch the killer, but no arrest was ever made.
This is a newspaper from 1846.
As for Kristen, by 2004, she had legally changed her name and had sex reassignment surgery. A little more than a year ago, she joined friends in opening this, the Transgender Center in the heart of the Montrose District. It is thought to be the first of its kind anywhere. The center is not a place where surgery is performed. It offers social services, therapy, and referrals for medical care, a real focus since the transgendered are more at risk of becoming victims of violence or contracting HIV. Lou Weaver and Tate Alexander were born female but live male. Tate is recovering from a recent double mastectomy as part of his transition. This is a radical change from his life on the streets as a teenager after his parents kicked him out for telling them he was not a girl.
And literally, and not an exaggeration of any sort, but literally they almost died on the street.
I was in the middle of a grocery store or something the other night, and they're looking, is this girl or boy? Girl or... What difference does it say what my gender matters? That's obviously my ID. I'm just trying to buy my groceries. Let me go.
What Kristen, Lou, and Tate felt before transitioning is recognized by the American Psychiatric Association as gender identity disorder.
That feels as if the body is betraying them for many people, especially when they hit puberty. It's one of the few disorders in my field, mental health, that has a treatment that can be taken care of. You know, when people are able to transition and to have everything match, it resolves itself.
It means hormones and therapy, sometimes even sex reassignment surgery. And despite the physical and social toll transitioning takes, the rewards make it, and the center, valuable to the transgendered.
I have a true sense of self. I've never had that.
You can get more information on the center through